Good morning. Good morning. Let me go ahead and share. It's Manchester City versus Liverpool. 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 Yeah, so the game is actually on the way. Manchester City versus Liverpool. Watch along. It's just barely 15 seconds into the game. The game is on, if you're in the USA, it's on USA Live TV. For me, in the Carolinas, it's channel 28 on cable. So this game actually will be a very, very contested football game, as both teams are actually looking for, some consistency. It's Manchester City on the ball right now. We'll talk a little bit about the lineups. I see Liverpool started with Vert Sonnefield. So his coach is giving him some confidence. Of course, if you do buy a player for the amount of money he was bought for, you know, there's something about him. You gotta just find the right situation. So today I see him starting. Yeah, he's starting on the left as a winger. So he has to commit in defending. I know while coming to Manchester to Liverpool, he wanted to play central, and that was one of the reasons he made a decision to go to Liverpool as opposed to go to a team like Bayern, because Bayern also wanted him. So he had that guarantee that he will play, centrally. But today, hey, if you're struggling and your coach wants to get you some play time, it doesn't matter. You have to sacrifice for the team. So although he likes to play centrally, in games like this when needed, this is a huge schedule. Manchester City versus Liverpool is big. In the last 5 games, Liverpool has the upper hand. Manchester City has won only one time. There have been 2 draws, and Liverpool last season won both legs or both ties by a score of 2 goals to 0. So let's see what Manchester City can do in this tie. So far, we can see it's high press for Liverpool. So Manchester City is looking for a way to get off, break those defensive, you know, defensive lines. So far, it's actually Liverpool on the ball. So what do you guys actually think? I left a question on the who do you think is going to win this tie? For me, I think Manchester City is going to win this tie. They're playing at home. As I said, last season, Liverpool won both ties. So it's on Manchester City to go ahead and prove themselves, especially in front of their home fans. And any of the teams that win the game today will actually go on to second place in the EPL standing. So let's look at the lineup. Manchester City is in 4-1-4-1. So it tells me that they're looking to dominate that midfield. They have 5 men in the midfield. Liverpool also have 5 men in the midfield. They're in a 4-2-3-1 formation. They're playing with 2 pivots. So they're playing with Gravenberg and McAllister. Then they have a Soboslai also in that midfield. Wirtz in that midfield, Mo Salah. So it tells me that centrally, in that midfield, Liverpool actually wants to dominate. So let's see how this one pans out. So is there any surprise in the starting lineup? I don't think there's any surprise in the starting lineup. Phil Foden has been hot recently, especially in UEFA Champions League. So he's a player to watch. Mo Salah, the way he started the season, he's not been very, very influential. So that's a player to watch. And Doku is being aggressive early on. Of course, Haaland, he's been scoring. He's been red hot, scoring in every game. We're going to watch also Ekitike. Isaac is actually on the bench, available to play. So centrally is gonna be in that midfield is gonna be tough because that midfield is actually looks to be compact. It's gonna be very, very competitive football in the midfield. Robertson actually starts in this game. So you can tell Slot is going with a crop of players that he actually won the EPL title with last season. So nothing is by chance in this game. If Manchester City wins, they will go just 4 points off Arsenal that drew yesterday. I think if you're an Arsenal fan, you want let's say a draw. You want a draw in this game. Breaking the defensive lines, Doku on the ball, 1-on-1. Look at that pass. Ooh, Van Dijk. He's strong. As soon as Foden could not bring that ball under control, it was always going to be Van Dijk. But that was a great run by Doku. It started with Foden, found Doku, and then Foden attacks. Doku attacks, finds Foden, but he's unable to bring the ball under control. Just a slight right there. The ball was just running away from him, and then Van Dijk used his body to shield the ball. So great start by Liverpool so far. No shots on target yet, but they're able to break defensive line, keep Liverpool, on their heels. So good start so far, just 7 minutes into the game. Mo Salah makes his move. Yep. So what do you guys actually think about the EPL so far? I think it's been very, very competitive, uh not much consistency in the mid-table. Some teams that have aspired, to finish top four. I'm talking about our likes of maybe Manchester United, Tottenham, Chelsea, Newcastle. Newcastle lost today. Chelsea won huge yesterday, 3-0. Manchester United 2-2 draw with Spurs. That was a patchy game. The antics of what's his name? Richardson. He had a poor game, scores a goal, takes off his shirt. You're playing against a 10-man Manchester United. You lose your focus and you're unable to see off the game. You know, those are things where, Thomas Frank actually needs to revisit. There's something about, some of the Tottenham players, they can't keep that focus. Oh, look at that mistake. Look at that. That should be a penalty. Yeah, that should be a penalty. Doku was lucky. He got a rebound on that ball. But he started the game real fast. Look at that. Yeah, the goalkeeper touched him. The goalkeeper knows that. The goalkeeper touched him. Right there. Yep. 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 That's a penalty. That's a penalty. The goalkeeper touched him. The goalkeeper touched him, so that's a penalty. That's a penalty. Penalty for Manchester City. Yep. He gets the player. I mean, what's the referee looking at? He gets the player. So that's a penalty. He gets the player. He gets Doku. It's a penalty. Let's hear what the ref's gonna say. Yeah, penalty. So penalty for Manchester City. Mistake by the Liverpool defenders, not able to deal with the ball, and that's a penalty. And share. It's Manchester. And share. It's Manchester. And share. So it's Haaland. Haaland taking the penalty. Safe. Oh. Safe. Nope. Good save. So let me see. Where's this feed? I'm actually looking for the feed. So we see Haaland actually missed the penalty. Great save. Matter of fact, from the Liverpool goalkeeper. You know, so this might be This might be huge going forward. But again, of course, the game is still young, just a quarter of an hour into the game. That was a great move by Doku. Yeah, sorry about that. I actually needed to bring on my charger in order to. So yeah, we're talking earlier, 4 minutes ago. Arsenal, saying Arsenal, Haaland actually missed that penalty. So Liverpool is actually starting with a mid press. They're not pressing high. So far, it's Manchester City missed penalty by Haaland. You know, Doku is very lively, attacking, running. You know, against players. Another service. Ooh, Manchester City so far is creating all the opportunities, but they yet to score. Doku very active thus far. Yep, deflection. Van Dijk and Konate, a corner kick for Manchester City. So far it's all Manchester City. The score is still 0-0. Let me see what's not working. Let me let me Okay, no, it's on. You can actually let me Okay, no, it's on. So this game actually we test both teams, right? There's been some inconsistency But Liverpool had that win against Real Madrid in UEFA Champions League that actually gave them, back, let's say maybe their structure, playing belts actually a little bit left. We see him starting on the left again today. As I said, his preferable position would be to play behind the strikers, play centrally, but that has not been working. So, you know, the coach slot has actually made some amends, to try to get his squad, odd like last year. So this game will actually test both teams. Early penalty for Manchester City, missed by Haaland. That was an opportunity maybe to go one goal up and put Liverpool under pressure. That did not happen. So we are now 0-0, although Manchester City has been dominating, creating chances. Doku started well. We've seen we see Foden running also into spaces, creating opportunities. Haaland that miss. Manchester City, their left back is actually on the ground right now. Seems to be an injury. O'Reilly. So far, yeah, the game has been entertaining. Liverpool yet to have a shot on target. So I just want to know what you guys actually think about the game, because I've been reading so many comments about that game yesterday. Arsenal played Sunderland. For me, it was always going to be a game that will be competitive. When you look at the things surrounding that game, like going into that game, for instance, Arsenal had played a midweek in UEFA Champions League. Arteta rotated the squad in order to keep some players, fresh. When you look at the bench that they had yesterday, they didn't have much on the bench. It was the one areas. Of course, they've been playing a lot more time this year. However, I think the team was just a little bit stretched. Where Sunderland that has been playing very well will give them a good game. So that's what actually happened. Sunderland went up in front. No, no, I think it was 0-0. My bad. It was it 0-0? No, Sunderland went up front. Ballard actually went up, scored, that goal. But Arsenal was able to come back and equalize in the second half, and then go 2-1 up. Then we saw a later equalizer, But Sunderland came there with a game plan, right? They were always going to be disciplined at the back and then use those long balls in order to test Arsenal. And that's what happened. If you watch the first goal yesterday, Declan Rice actually missed that header, but the second balls, it was always Sunderland. Then you saw Ballard actually run into space and score. So I've been seeing a lot of talk, you know, Arsenal fans, when they lose a game, it's time for them to criticize Arteta. The first person is always Arteta. I saw some people say that Arteta made a bad replacement where he brought out Easy and then brought in a defender, Masquera, for Eze. Still, Arsenal could not defend that long ball, and they were scored upon lately. I mean, there's always going to be something to look and point a finger at. But my question is, how would have Eze made a difference? You know, uh, with what we actually saw him do. If he left Eze actually on the pitch, how would he have made a difference? I understand that attack, you know, when you actually keep possession, you know, that's one of the best ways to actually defend. But in that situation where we actually saw that long ball coming and Arsenal unable to defend, and Raya actually coming out, misjudging the situation, because yes, in my opinion, that goal is on Raya. If you have your defender on the ball fighting with the striker, I mean, all you need to do is wait, stay on your goal line and wait for the spill, wait for the second ball, or maybe if you are going for that ball, instead to go catch it, go for a punch, because when you go to punch, you extend your hand, then you have a better reach. But when you go to catch, your hands are not stretched out. So for me, I think fans are just complaining in a situation where there was not much to do. Sunderland played very well. They were at home. We have seen them do well this season against some good teams, and that's why they are third, on the EPL table thus far. So for me, it's not everything that needs to be criticized. With all, I do understand there's no trust. It's like half, right? Many Arsenal fans actually don't trust Arteta. Don't trust that Arteta can go ahead and win this league. So it's left to be seen. So for the game now, the game actually slowed down its way in 25 minutes into this game, and Manchester City is actually doing a high press. Many goals in modern football today are scored like on the high press, because when you win the ball, up high on opposition's territory, before they can set their defense, you have the opportunity to go ahead and maybe stretch them and cause some damage. And that's what Manchester City is trying to do now with the left back running, Doku running after the defender. Look at Doku. He's strong. Look at that. Ooh, great save from the goalkeeper. Doku has started really, really strong. Liverpool, their second choice goalkeeper is as good as the first choice. There's no big, from Allison, there's no big drop in quality. The penalty save, then this save. Look at that fingertip save from Doku. Doku has been the best player so far. He's been creating opportunities. Then he pulls that save. Look at that. And it's very difficult to defend in the box. Very difficult to defend in the box. Look at Mo Salah doing the work. People say Mo Salah doesn't defend. Look at him doing the work. Doku. That guy is electrifying. Ooh, look at Verts. Look at that. Splitting two players. Giving one a yellow card. Yep. That's the player they're saying he started slow. Yeah, he just gave a yellow card to Nico. And watch out. Watch out. Yep. Watch out. That might affect the game. So little things like this, when you watch football games, little things like this actually do matter. But the stats don't actually show you things like this. They won't tell you this action that saw Doku. No, I'm sorry, Verts, give, a player like Nico, the holding midfielder, a yellow card. That will definitely have an effect in the game. O'Reilly tussling with Mo Salah. Trying to break defensive lines. Doku on the ball. Look at Doku. That guy is elusive, man. Okay. Ooh, look at that. He takes the ball on the strike. On strike. Yep, Nunez. But Liverpool is back. You see that? This game, it's a good game, man. The energy, I love the energy. I love the energy of the game. It's flowing. Players very competitive, running. Yep. Oh, look at Haaland. Look at Haaland. Look at Haaland. Look at that cross. What a goal. You miss a penalty, but yet you come up with something like that. Woo! Look at that. What a goal. You see, that goal was actually made by Nunez. Look at the cross, pinpoint. and then the goalkeeper has no chance. Look at that header. It's all been Manchester City. Manchester City has come out. They are very, very aggressive. They're moving the ball really well. And then look at that. He waits, then he crosses. I think maybe Konate should do better, right? He should do better. Yeah, yeah. Konate, I mean, the cross is so good. Konate is nowhere to. That's how you whip a ball. You know. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, that's. Oh wow, that's difficult because Konate tries defends the ball, try to flip it away, and still two deflections, and Haaland still manages to score. I mean, what a goal, man! What a goal! What a goal! I mean, well deserved, right? Haaland has now 14 goals in the Premier League. Man, what a striker! He was always going to have an impact on this game. Oh wow, Haaland is smashing all type of goal records, man. Smashing all type of goal records. 14 goals already. Haaland alone has scored. Look at that. Look at that. Haaland alone has scored like 99% of the goals, man, for Manchester City. Look at that. Look at that again. Just push it. Push it. Oof. Damn. This easily could have been like 2-0, man. But hey, this game so far is just one. It's just one goal. This game will settle down. So it's nothing. Look at Christian Verts. He's trying to strike. No, no way. You know. So it's a lot of energy, and we should just keep watching this game. Both teams played UEFA Champions League. By the time it gets to the 60th minute, 70th minute, you start see some tired legs, man. So the bench will actually come into play. Good work by Diaz. So far, it's all Manchester City. But again, football happens so fast, man. Anything can change. It's 90 minutes of football, especially these two teams. And in the EPL, the last 10 minutes, we see teams scoring many goals. You know, so there's something about that. There's something about that. But the way Manchester City is playing right now, yep, they started really good, creating opportunities. They just scored, well deserved. So I mean, Liverpool will surely need to do something because their press is not actually working. Their press is not working. Look at Van Dijk. You know, Chelsea. Yeah, yeah. He fouled the player. He fouled the player. That's for sure. He did. So who you think is gonna win this game, man? Who you think is gonna win the game? The game. Of course, Manchester City is winning, leading by 1 goal to 0. But as I said, this game is far from being over, man. It's just got started. Doku, he's been lively, man. Look at the passes. O'Reilly playing with O'Reilly, dominating that left hand side of the field, running after defenders, creating opportunities. That guy is very elusive, man. Doku, he's very fast, quick feet. You know, that's why he's so elusive. Very difficult to defend against. But of course, yeah, Liverpool is just 1-0. Liverpool is still in this game. Things happen so far. So far they are not able to, you know, hurt Manchester City with their press or with transition from defense to offense. Eh, so there were some games actually played today. Crystal Palace, Brighton. I was actually watching that game. I've been watching. Oh, look at Doku. That should be a yellow card. Yeah, yellow card. Doku has been so good. He's been so good. Yellow card for McAllister. Look at the way he changes direction. Yeah, the game Brighton Crystal Palace. That was a draw game. I always have interest when Baliba is actually playing. So I've been watching lots of Baliba this season. 0-0. Newcastle was beaten today 3-1 by Brentford. Aston Villa won, but beat Bournemouth 4-0. That was a big one. And then Nottingham, wow, beat Leeds United 3-1. That's also a huge one. Sean Dice. Those playmakers, those deep line playmakers like McAllister, you see over there, he wasn't given the space to express himself. You have to be aggressive when those guys are actually on the ball. The McAllisters, the Verts, the Gravenberg, you have to be aggressive. You know, that press needs to work. You don't give them time on the ball. Liverpool tries to stretch here with Robertson. It doesn't work. So far, the shovel slides, they actually need to do more. Long ball, looking for Mo Salah. Yep, that's what Salah needs, one on one. Good defending from the kid, O'Reilly. He's made the left back position Pep Guardiola looking to manage his defense. I think both defenses have not been really good. Maybe they're hoping, with time, they gelling, players coming back. Both defenses. I mean, both teams are actually still good in the midfield at attack. For Manchester City, again, it's Haaland just scoring, outscoring everybody. For Liverpool, it's a Ekitike. Mo Salah some. Gravenberg has scored twice also this season. That's a goal. Van Dijk scores. Equalizer 1-1. Yep. Great goal. That's a great goal. Manchester City is complaining that there was some pushing. I don't see that. I don't see that happen. But that's how, as I was saying, games like this. Oh, maybe the ref, the linesman called it. I think the linesman called it. Let's see. Let's see what's happening. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts. Ooh, that hurts. Yeah, that hurts. Man, that's a bizarre one, man. That's a bizarre one because Andy Robertson was standing in front of the goalkeeper. Oh yeah, that's offside. That's a that's a bizarre one, man. Well, it's the rules, man. What do you guys think about that goal, that disallowed goal? You clearly can see that there's a header by Van Dijk, but then Andy Robertson is on the path and he's offside. He ducks, but of course, he's in the eye line of the goalkeeper. I mean, what do you guys think about this rule? Should this rule be scrapped? Do you guys think that this rule should be scrapped? Because that was a beautiful goal. That was a beautiful goal. Hey, what do you guys think about this, man? Should it be? Should Oh, that's a mess. Well, some I understand some people not happy, with such a goal being scrapped. But hey, it's according to the rule book. It's not a goal. If you're obstructing the goalkeeper and you're offside, you it's offside. You know that's what it is. Woo! You see, that's another yellow card given by Verts. Verts is actually unplayable, man. I don't see why some people are saying that Fabian Verts has been a flop. He's unplayable. The way he's playing today, the way he played in Champions League against Real Madrid. Of course, you need time to adapt. I'm not saying that he's been all around baller, but hey, I think he will come on. He will come good. He will come good for Liverpool. Offside. I don't think he was able to come back on side. Yeah, yeah. So some drama already. Goal disallowed for offside. Ooh, this guy, man, Doku. Doku is so tough, man. Bradley is having a hands full. He needs some help. Doku is just so tough to bring down. He has so many tricks in his pocket. Look at that. Look at that. His decision making. Woo. Doku is a hands full. So I guess those fans who want this to be a draw were not happy with that call where Liverpool was denied that goal. It's Liverpool's chance to defend a corner kick. Nothing comes out from that. So far, this has been a very entertaining game. That goal again from Haaland is being showed, but there's no reason why the defenders shouldn't have closed down on Nunez. He had all the time. That's why he was able to pick out Haaland for that goal. Oh, you see, before that goal, that sequence, there was a sequence of 22 passes. 22 passes, a little bit over under like 1 minute, 57 seconds or something like that, or 70, was that 72 seconds? I'm not sure. And that ended the sequence, that goal by Haaland ended that sequence of 22 passes by Manchester City, getting everyone involved to score that first goal. So we heard that it's gonna be 6 minutes of stoppage time. I don't think Liverpool has done much. They might have to come to a restructure their team tactically in the second half. They haven't done much this first half. Easily, Manchester City could have been, 2 goals up. 7 minutes of stoppage time. Doku doing what he does, running against the defenses, making them to commit. Yep. Back to Doku. He's gonna pull them. He wants to run. Ooh, look at that pass. Yep. So far, I mean, Manchester City, they controlling the game, possession wise, creating opportunities. Doku creating mismatches, forcing Liverpool to stay deep. Difficult for them to come out from their defensive positions, you know, make them defend. Ooh, look at that space. Look at all that space. Good defending at the end of the day. When Manchester City gets actually into the box, it becomes like tight. The defending actually becomes tight. Doku has just been excellent this first half. Just some amazing things. Don't let him go to the left. Go, go use the restroom. So Manchester City has this corner kick, 2 minutes into stoppage time, 5 more minutes to go. It's so difficult to defend against Doku when he has the ball in the box. It's so difficult because he has so much quick feet. You don't want to, be too aggressive and then, cause a penalty kick or something like that. Whoa, goal! Look at that. Was that offside? There was a deflection. I want to see who deflected the ball. You see, I mean, Liverpool, they just not finding ways to come out from their defensive positions, defending too deep. And when a player strikes from that distance, you don't have pressure. You can't come out and pressure the ball. I mean, it's gonna be difficult, man. And that's what Liverpool is actually going through right now. It's just all Manchester City and conceding a goal at this moment, just before halftime. I think you see, no press, no pressure. Okay, so it's Van Dijk who deflects the ball. It's on Van Dijk. So Nico actually scores. Is that his first goal? Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I mean, it's well deserved. Liverpool hasn't done much. Liverpool hasn't done much. Manchester City has been aggressive. They've controlled the pace of the game and they're creating opportunities. And it's raining. Nico scores. Yeah. Yeah. First goal in the EPL this season. Well deserved. I mean, I don't see any other explanation of what's just happening. Imagine after they missed a penalty on top of that. I mean, it's just one way. I don't think. So that's halftime at the 80th. What do you guys actually think of this? Think of this game. Haaland scored 29th minute. Gonzalez scored at the 45th minute. Goal disallowed for Liverpool for offside, rightfully disallowed. Haaland also missed a penalty. So there's been a lot in this game, lots of events. However, I don't think Liverpool has created enough to actually deserve anything from this game. Anyways, we still have 45 minutes of play in the second half. So let's see how Liverpool will adjust and try to bring, pressure on this Manchester City's team. So far, so good. Let me take a tea break. We shall be back for the second half. So, what do you guys think about the game so far? What do you guys think about the EPL, the title race? Of course, it's too early after 11 games. Arsenal leading so far. Is it Chelsea was second? 6 points off Arsenal. But if this result stands, it's gonna be Manchester City. It's gonna be Manchester City going second, at least after, yeah, for the international break. So I don't know why people keep complaining about VAR. What should VAR do in such a situation? That was not a goal. So I don't understand why people are talking about VAR. It's not a goal. It's not a goal. So let me actually just give you some context, for the game playing today. Arsenal is on top of the table, 26 points. So if Manchester City wins, they'll be 22 points, just 4 points off Arsenal. They have a goal differential of plus 14, just as good as Arsenal. Chelsea will be third, 20th point. Sunderland, fourth, 19th. Then Spurs, fifth, 18. Aston Villa, they won big today. Then Liverpool dropped to seventh with 18 points. So when you look, the difference between Liverpool and Arsenal now will be 8 points. That's huge. You have to count Liverpool out. If Liverpool goes and if they lose this game, you have to start thinking of counting them out from challenging. For challenging for the title. In my opinion, it's just gonna be Manchester City and Arsenal. It's just gonna be our Manchester City and Arsenal. Of course, it's too early in the season, just 11 games, not even one third of the games actually played. But what do you think that Liverpool we need to chase those guys at the top? I've never seen Liverpool being a good chaser, chasing results, because the way you see their team is not yet settled down. I don't think Slot knows his best 11 yet, you know, and this is inconsistency will not just stop. I can see Liverpool putting a string of results, winning maybe let's say maybe 6, 7 games in a row in the EPL. I don't see Liverpool actually doing that. So if Liverpool actually loses this game today, bear in mind it's gonna be difficult for them to catch up whatsoever, you know. That's my opinion. So after this game here, both I mean, it's an international window, and when international window gets back, you're gonna see some good games. Arsenal versus Tottenham, of course. Manchester United versus Everton. Everton is playing some good ball. Aston Villa late. That's also gonna be a good one. Let me see. Where's my So my aim actually my goal behind this watch along parties is to get to a point where we can all watch together and have fans calling in to give their opinions. That's what I'm trying to. But I guess I think I need to. What I need to do is I need to maybe start advertising it, make a short art and advertise it, show you guys what the concept is actually, what I want the concept to be. You know, because sometimes when we talk about these things, if we don't put it, let's say, in detail, or put it in such a way people can understand and see a vision, then it's always difficult to actually sell, such ideas. But I think it's going to be a good concept, especially when we have the AFCON, the African Nations Cup, coming on, you know, where we can all watch games in the comfort of our homes, of our living rooms, and then exchange ideas, what we think about the games. So we are just waiting for the second half to actually start. I can see Isaac warming up, but I don't think the problem of Liverpool at this rate, it's it's in it's in the strikers. They are not creating enough opportunities in the final third. They have not been able to control the game. They have not been able to put Manchester City under pressure, you know, to make them respect their offensive game. So those are things that Liverpool actually needs to resolve. Maybe as they try to break defensive lines from behind into midfield and onto the attack. So that's something that Liverpool has to figure out. Maybe going long on Mo Salah and then trying to give him chances to run against the young left back O'Reilly. So far it's all Manchester City. It's all Doku. It's all Nunez with that assist. It's Foden, controlling that midfield, finding spaces. I mean, the difference between Manchester City and Liverpool in this game is their ability to actually break the press. They've been very good at breaking the press. The difference so far in the Manchester City versus Liverpool game is Manchester City's ability to break the press. They've been able to go past the Liverpool press from their back line into the midfield using guys like Foden, Doku to the left. He's been very good, elusive, created lots of problems against Bradley, and then create those opportunities in the final third. So far, they've created about 6 opportunities. They've scored 2 goals. There was that missed penalty, but there has also been some controversy where I see fans talking about that denied Liverpool goal. Of course, it's not VAR. The rule is that if there's a player that is blocking the view of the goalkeeper in an offside position, that goal will be denied. And that's what actually happened. So let's actually be interactive in these sessions. I just want to get, your opinions on how you think the game has been going so far. What changes do you think Liverpool actually needs to make if they want to get back into this game? You know. Okay, well, I'm just responding to a comment by Ambrose Akenji. Uh, he actually thinks that Crystal Palace could be the surprise team, that they can break into top four, which I actually deny just because I think Crystal Palace doesn't have the depth. Then they are not a team that will go and spend maybe in two or three players in order to, you know, in order to be a team that can fight and make a top four. So that's just my opinion. I don't think Crystal Palace has what it takes, and they are not a team that can go buy two, three players in order to get a better bench, players that will just sink, just come in and fit, into the team. So, well, back to the game, midfield battle, Liverpool trying to put Manchester City on under pressure. We just about 2 minutes into the second half. So let's see. Actually, it looks like the same thing. They're allowing Doku run. You know, look at we almost got to the end of that ball. I mean, Liverpool needs to find a way to be more organized in the back. You can't have two players, you know, question a defensive of about seven players. You can't have two players just running, against your defense in such a matter. The game seems of one that will open up, except Manchester City reverts to defending, in packs behind. But hey, the first 5-10 minutes will be very, very important for this game. If Liverpool can pull one behind, then they into this game because 2-0, a 2-0 is it might look like 2-0 is tough, but when all you need is one goal, to put your opponent, on under pressure. So let's see how the next 5-10 minutes actually goes. It's very important. So far, no team has made any changes. Sobasla is actually trying to play more in that advanced position, yeah, because he's on the top of that pyramid when it comes to the midfield, the way, let's say, is that a diamond, the way Liverpool is actually set, in the midfield. So that's going to be interesting. It's raining over, so the ball is slick, surface is slick. We've seen Van Dijk score from a corner kick before that disallowed goal. So let's see. Liverpool could be dangerous when it comes to set pieces, pushing, a lot of pushing. Yep, it's gonna go against them. Diaz was pushed to the floor. While I'm drinking tea, you know, one of those days. Yeah, I had this post, this reel earlier about the game yesterday, Manchester United versus Tottenham. So I have my niece. She's a Manchester United fan, so she was commenting on the post, says that she's biased, but she thought Manchester United should have won that game yesterday. I mean, I'm impressed the way Nunez has grown to that right back. He's originally not a right back, so Pep Guardiola converted him as a right back, and he's making that position maybe his. Let's see what happens. He was the one who provided the assist. That was a well crossed, well whipped in ball to find Haaland, who scored for 1-0. So for Liverpool, I think it's breaking, See Verts falling behind is breaking those the press of Manchester City. They have not done that. They did not do that successfully in the first half. But let's see how they actually build up play. In the second half. Look at that. Ooh, they lucky, man, because that could easily have been a penalty or something like that. They were very lucky. Look at that. Woo, look at that. And I talked about that surface being slick. Oh, yeah. Diaz. That was Diaz. Great intervention because I think Donnarumma was caught in no man's land right there. He was in no man's land. He was lucky that Diaz. This season, what do you guys think about set pieces this season? A lot of teams using set pieces. Look at that. Ooh, that was a great ball in. Look at Doku. Look at Doku. Look at Doku. Look at Doku. They still bring him down. Look at yellow cards. Whoa, look at Doku, man. Doku in the open field. That dude is elusive, man. He's creating Liverpool all type of trouble. Look at. They bring him down. Shovel slide, that break, then the foul again. So they have to defend this free kick, and it's in a dangerous position. Bradley, man, Doku has just he's tearing Bradley apart, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Slot actually replaces Bradley. I wouldn't be surprised if I think Checky is going out for Savinho. Checky is going out for Savinho. There are more goals in this game, man. There are more goals in this game. It's an interesting one thus far. So Savinho comes in for Checky. First substitution of the game. I think Pep is seeing something. Maybe he needs more creativity on that right hand side, so he can put, Liverpool. You can keep Liverpool honest. The world does its job. Doku again against Bradley 1-on-1, and Bradley is on a yellow card. Doku is scary in this game, man. I mean, if this dude can be consistent, he's gonna be hell of a player. And if he can be dynamic, like also scoring, he needs a couple of goals. Look at that pass. Look at that pass. Woo. Manchester City is looking like a different team. I mean, there are many ways. You remember the game where Manchester City played against Arsenal, packing the balls? Pep said that would not last. And that's true. He's gone back to his. In this game, they are very, very aggressive, you know, very aggressive. But Liverpool has not been able to exploit that high defense. And the opportunities are there to exploit that high defense, of Manchester City. The opportunities are there, believe me or not. The pressure is relentless. I mean, they're relentless with the pressure. Back to Doku. I think they got to remove Bradley, man, because look at that. Look at that. Look at Doku. Look at. Oh my goodness. He's splitting two players like easy. Hot knife through border. Oh, Bradley and Gravenberg, easy. Gravenberg comes to help, but it's not it's not effective. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing. What do you think about Doku? He splits two players, Bradley and Gravenberg. Doku is actually just killing Bradley. Remember, Bradley is on a yellow card. I think Slot needs to replace Bradley. If not, he might be playing with 10 players because we are just in 60 minutes, barely 55 minutes. I'm sorry, 55 minutes into the game. It's going to be a long day for Bradley. Okay, I was calling for a replacement by Liverpool, but I was surprised. It's instead Robertson actually going out for Kirkets. And then who else is going out? Ekitike. He's had a bad game so far. So he's actually going out for Ngakpo. So we shall see the front line of that Liverpool team being there will be a tweak. There will be a tweak in the front line of that Liverpool team. So let's see what Slot is actually trying to do. Yeah. So let's see the type of energy actually Ngakpo will bring into the team. He's a player that had a goal. Ooh, what a miss. I was talking about Ngakpo, he just missed. But last season, he actually scored 18 goals for Liverpool. So he has goals. I mean, that was a great opportunity. That was a good chance. That cross by Bradley, Ngakpo arrives, but he misses. I mean, it's not easy, especially, the ball bouncing that wet surface. It's not easy to bring down the ball, under control. But that I spoke about the press, right? Liverpool is pressing better right now. We see Manchester City is unable, to come out from their defensive positions as easy as they did, in the first half. So the press is becoming more effective for Liverpool. Offside, that was an offside. So yeah. So some changes have been made. Liverpool has energy with Kerkers down the left. Robertson was the one pulled out. Bradley is still on the field. So, but I'll see how that will actually work out because it's gonna be tricky if you see Doku running against Bradley again on a one-on-one opportunity. Doku, uh, uh, Doku has been basically unplayable in this game. So let's watch if the build-up play of Liverpool has gotten any better. How they move the ball, they're going long. That's gonna skid out. With the surface being that slick, with the rain falling, you see those long balls are very difficult, you know, to actually get. So it's gonna be interesting to see if Liverpool continues going long balls as they're trying to find players. You see, that's the difference right there, right? Look at that pass. That's offside. Yep, that's offside. So the difference, as I said earlier, is in this game is just the way Manchester City has been able to pull Liverpool in and beat their press while making them, run, for the most part. Slot has made some changes. Let's see how effective those changes, like bringing Gakpo, he's actually better in the wings running. Ekitike is out, but now Wu will actually like play centrally, so they will be playing more with the. Look at that goal! Look at that goal! Look at look at Doku! Whoa! What a goal! What a goal by Doku! Doku has been red hot, man of the match. Look at that goal for 3-0. I mean, it's crazy. The bend, as soon as he hit that with his laces, I knew that was gonna be a goal. I mean, what do you guys think? Look at that goal, incredible. I mean, Liverpool is being torn apart into pieces. What a game. Man of the match. I know it's too early, 62 minutes, but this is what we've been expecting from Doku. You know, I love this kid. What do you guys think? Look at that. Look at that. Look at back end, back end. Look at the goal. Mamma mia. I mean, it's over, man. It's over. 3-0 at 3-0. The way Manchester City is playing, it's over, man. Look at Pep. Yeah, that's your best game so far in a Manchester City shirt. Believe me, that's Doku's best game in a Manchester City shirt. We only have 63 minutes, but I can assure you that's his best game in a Manchester City shirt. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm loving this game, man. Look at, is that a rondo ticket taka? What are they doing? Well, there's still so much football to be played. Yeah, that's the difference. Breaking those defensive lines, beating the press. You see, Liverpool is just all over the place. Now they don't even know what to do. They don't know where to apply pressure, you know, because Manchester City has just been good off the ball, on the ball. Look at that. Look at, woo, mamma mia. If Manchester City did not play Champions League football, I would say Liverpool, you know, their Champions League football maybe game took the legs out of them. But both teams actually play Champions League football. It's just like, you know, tactically, Manchester City has just been, the better side, in this game. Liverpool came out. Manchester City has created so many opportunities. I've not seen a game this season where Manchester City has created that many opportunities. I'm talking against such a good opponent. You know, I mean, when the team is bad, when the team is struggling, this is the way you should jump on them. Don't give them any opportunities. And to think that Haaland missed a penalty, so this score could have been even bigger, you know, and the goals scored have not been just like some easy. It's just been brilliant. Doku, as I said earlier, man of the match. I mean, his performance, you know, brilliant performance. This is the best game I've seen him play. One of the best games I've seen him play in a Manchester City shirt. I mean, it also depends on the opponent on the other side, So, I mean, this is such a great performance. You see, the way Liverpool is playing now, you don't see confidence in their game. You see loose passes, one pass, two passes forward, three passes backwards. There's no fluidity in their game right now. No creativity in the final third. But they remain a dangerous team. They have quality. So Manchester City will need to play a good 90 minutes in order to put this ball in, the game to bed. It's like, what does Liverpool need to do? That's the question. Their 140 million man is that is on the bench. Hey, Mo Salah has been missing in this game. Missing. Yep. The key to rally has been actually good. City now, you see, they almost now in the back five. I don't like when players clear the ball across. Doku. Danger boy, the danger boy. They must foul him. They must foul the danger boy. That's the only way to stop Doku today. The only way to stop Doku today is by fouling him. Doku ain't going down easily. Yep. The only way you stop Doku is by fouling him. Let me get some more tea for myself. Okay. I'm back with my tea, man. So 18 minutes to go in this game. Liverpool, their changes have not been impactful. So we ain't seen much from Liverpool. Okay. Marmoush, a player that for me has been underperformant for Manchester City. Of course, this year we see the injuries has just gotten in. He's been robbed of the ball right there. Great interception by Nunez. Puts it for Haaland. Haaland on one with Konate. Marmoush is looking for his goal. He hasn't scored for a while, so Curtis Jones is in. Mo Salah on the run. That's the first time he's able to run. Ooh, look at that. O'Reilly was just able to put his toe and poke the ball. Liverpool. I mean, if you had any doubts that Liverpool would not contest for the title this year, just watch this game. Just watch this game. I mean, it's over with. It's over with. There's no way Liverpool contests for the title this year. You know, there's so many moving pieces for them. They have not figured out their best 11, their strongest team. You know, so many moving pieces. And that's what happens when you sign How many players did it sign? Seven or how many players? Just too many players in one window. Too many players in one window. That's what happens. I watched this game. Basically, a guy like Fabian Wesley did not perform badly, but the midfield, you have players like Soboslai who did not do that much as well. Woo! As soon as I was talking about Soboslai, he comes out with that, pulls a big save from Donnarumma. I have to be honest, man. Donnarumma, he's been good for Manchester City. He's been good for Manchester City. Look at that strike. Look at that powerful, strong arm, you know, around his wrist. That's how he saves that ball. Offside. I think that's an offside. Offside by Mo Salah. It will be interesting to look at the stats of this game, man. It'll be an interesting look at the stats of this game to see how many shots on target Liverpool actually has, how many opportunities they have created. Because I think they have been really poor. Manchester City, the difference has been, the way Manchester City has been able to move the ball and break, the Liverpool's press, as opposed to Liverpool breaking the press of Manchester City. That's been a huge difference in this game. And also the brilliance of Doku, man of the match, undoubtedly, man of the match, creating opportunities after opportunity. That should be an offside. That's a corner. I thought that was an offside. It wasn't? Oh, wow. It wasn't given. That's a corner for Liverpool. I think many people will be talking about that disallowed goal. That was a turning point. But as I said, it was you disallowed, you know. So I basically don't have a problem with that. At least this season, we are used to this inconsistency by the Liverpool team. It seems as if Van Dijk now is playing now up front as a striker, long balls up front. So that's one of their tactics. No, he's coming back. He's coming back. He just went there maybe for the corner kick. So he's falling back. Just took him much more longer, to fall back. Oh, Vels is actually still on the field. I think he's one of the few players for what a miss. What a miss. And this is quite funny, right? There are some times where defenders freeze just a moment when they see like some players being offside, but hey, you can see Mo Salah is not offside. He's not offside, but the defenders freeze because what's his name? The right back of Manchester City was keeping Mo Salah onside. So that would have been a goal if a Mo Salah actually scored. That would have been a goal. But unfortunately for Liverpool, he missed, to the right. He's been non-existent. He's not been impactful in this game. Manchester City has not been able to respect, Liverpool turning defense into attack. Curtis Jones is in. Kirker's doing all the running. Man, since he actually came in, he's done some running in this game, running down the left. But will that be in vain? It's left to be seen. It's left to be seen. You see the way Manchester City is moving the ball. That's actually been, the big difference in this game. The way they've moved the ball around. You see, they've controlled the game, possession. You know, they've actually expressed their playing philosophy better than the way Slot, wants to play with his team today. Look at that. Ooh, almost. So Liverpool has an opportunity. Mo Salah, the defense is set. Ooh. You can tell now from the body language, Mo Salah is barely moving. He's not running in order to get back on side. He's barely moving. And that becomes frustrating. That tells you, hey, that the team has basically been outplayed. That's a lesson today by Pep Guardiola. I mean, you know, it's almost like an error. It was one-way traffic. There's no instance where you can say Liverpool actually dominated play somehow and maybe deserved a goal or maybe two. None. You can't find such moments. Look at what Manchester City is doing. I mean, now you can tell Liverpool just wants this game to be over. Look at that. Look at that. You should score. The kid, oh come on. You just have to hit target. Oh cramp. Yeah. Sometimes when you have a defender in such positions, eyes are open, and he was calling for the ball. He called for the ball, then you can't even hit target and cramps. But he's had a good game. He's been able to keep Mo Salah quiet. you know. So if you cramp now, you've actually done a job. But it's Liverpool still looking to add energy to their team with that change. Yeah, I can't say much about Doku. I mean, the way he played this game, he basically destroyed, Liverpool, destroyed everybody. Yep, Doku, undisputedly man of the match. Offside, Mo Salah. The frustration is piling up. So let's see if Liverpool can actually get one back. Bernardo Silva has also been immense in that midfield, controlling the game, taking out the pressure, slowing down the game, speeding it up when needed. He's been good. He's been good. What a demolition. S- So now, if you look at it, yep, Liverpool is gonna drop to eighth place after this game. Oh yeah, exactly. They say O'Reilly needs some shooting practice during the weekend. So overall, it's just been one way traffic. I mean, a good game for Liverpool. Keep in mind, last season, a good game for Manchester City. Keep in mind, last season, Liverpool won both schedules by identical score 2 goals to 0. So this is a good revenge, if you might say so, you know, by Manchester City on Liverpool, making their intentions known and going just 4 points behind Arsenal. You know, I think right now Manchester City wants to keep a clean sheet. It's important to keep a clean sheet. You know, they did a good work, from your midfield, supporting the defense. So it will do them some good, not only to get the 3 points, but also like try to keep a clean sheet in this tie. So later on today, we're gonna have a roundup of the EPL after this game. Let's say around 7 Eastern time. We're gonna talk on all action that happened. Then we're gonna analyze some of the key actions over this weekend. Arsenal draw, the draw by Manchester United, and this huge win by Manchester City over Liverpool. Curtis Jones just received a yellow card for Liverpool. So yeah, Doku was just unbelievable. Ooh, is that a four? 3 minutes of additional time. Oh, that's a red card. That's a red card. That's a red. I thought he elbowed the guy. Oh no. Okay. Okay. He just hit him behind. Yeah, it's not a red card. Just frustration. Yeah, players getting frustrated. It was a great weekend of football. I mean, Manchester City took advantage of Arsenal dropping points, and now they instead of 6 points, they're just 4 points off Arsenal. You know, just a minute, another minute. Man of the match, yes, deservedly. Doku has been voted man of the match. Yep, exactly. So the subs made by Slot did not actually impact the game that much. You know, seems as if Manchester City will go ahead and keep that clean sheet. That's the way it's looking at. It's just like seconds to go before everyone goes on international break. So I hope you guys actually had a good watch along. We shall make this thing. We shall actually make it better. It's the end of the game. Manchester City beat Liverpool by a score of 3 goals to 0. Great performance by Jeremy Doku, man of the match. As you can see, Arsenal 26 points, Manchester City 22, Chelsea 20, Sunderland 19, Tottenham 18, Aston Villa 18, and Manchester United together with Liverpool 18, Bournemouth 18. So there are many teams over there with 18 points, you know, but the difference is now just the amount of goals being scored. So Liverpool, no matter who you take, Liverpool, Manchester United, of course, Manchester United is seventh, Liverpool eighth, because Manchester United had beaten Liverpool early this season at Anfield. So great watch. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy your weekend.